you know the song "It Always Feels Like Somebody's
Somebody's
Yeah,
watching me. Yeah, yeah.
right. Okay, so that's from that band's first album, which is called Somebody's Watching Me, and the
Mm-hmm.
band is called Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever listened to any of their other music?
I have not, but I've always liked that song.
So I had not either. And so I said to him, "Hey, do you know this album?" He goes, "No, I assume it's terrible." And then he reported back to me this morning. He's like, "I just want you to know I took one for the team and listened to this album." So then I had to listen to it.
Right.
And it's so bad.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's
I was so
terrible.
hoping you were going to say it's so good.
No, in fact, there's a weird concerning theme with the band because so the first song on that
Kind of like a
album,
stalker theme,
well, you got Somebody's Watching Me.
right?
The second song on the album is called Obscene Phone Call. The first song on their second album is called Peeping Tom. Like there's a real theme here.
Yeah, that's probably not aged well.
Just all of their music choices. They actually cover on their first album Taxman by the Beatles,
Hmm.
and they've somehow managed to take a very easy well-written song and make everything that's good about it gone.
Oh,
Anyway, if you're ever up for it, to quote my friend Eric, the band Rockwell actually does not rock
does not
well.
rock well.
100.
That's Drew.
That's Ron.
That's Ryan.
This is episode 51, and I'm no longer committing to this bit.
Oh,
I mean, that's Bert.
He threw
A
down the
public
gauntlet.
dissension to start.
Regardless, this is the 100 Albums Podcast, where we discuss the ins, the outs, and the absurdities of a poster that depicts 100 seemingly random albums. Hey, guys.
Yo.
What up, yo?
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, I won't be afraid.
No?
No, 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 I won't be afraid. Just as long as you pod with me.
Aww.
So,
That's
darling,
so
darling,
sweet.
we're at number 51. This is album 51 as we continue going through the 100 albums that appear on this poster that Drew got a couple of years ago from his wife, Lisa. We first went through the whole poster, listened to each and every album, and then we shared our thoughts and reactions with each other via video chat. Once we were all done, we thought it might be a fun little project to turn into a podcast. So let's get into this week's album, Pain in My Heart by Otis Redding. Vibe check, guys. What are your first impressions?
What a wonderful voice. What a wonderful band.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No, you have a sexy voice, but I mean,
Well,
not
thank
like
you.
Otis Redding. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I love Otis Redding. I love the MGs. I was excited that this album came up.
Yeah, this is one that I wasn't familiar with before the poster, if I'm being honest. I knew Otis Redding, but I didn't know any of his albums. Not that he has a whole lot, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But it just feels like the most comfortable flannel shirt to put on. It is so nice. His voice
Nice.
is fantastic, and it puts you in a spot, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Same here. I really enjoyed, same as you, Ryan. I really was, with the exception of a couple of the big hits that Otis Redding's had in his short career, to your point. I'd never done a full album. Like, it's just, I'd know it if I heard it on the radio, or I heard it's dropped into a movie or a TV show or something like that. And so prior to the poster listen, I was largely unfamiliar. Listened to it on the poster. I think I enjoyed it. We'll get into results and ratings later, and I gave it a pretty good score. I really enjoyed the re-listen here as we were prepping for this episode. This era of rock and roll. There's something, but your flannel. I was thinking like a blanket. It's cozy. It's fun, and I don't know. It's simple yet effective. It's not
Well,
overly complicated.
The coziness is only some songs, because some of the rest of them are kind of a little bit like throw down, and maybe
Mhm.
you're getting
Well,
kind of wild.
I was more thinking about like just the like the tonal soundscape is
Mm-hmm.
so retro and so like comforting. But you're right. I mean, if you get into the lyrics and some of the things they're doing musically, there is some raucousness to it as well, which at the time was very raucous. The one thing that I wrote down here really quickly is of the imagery or feelings, does it conjure for you for whatever reason? The first time I put it on here earlier the week, I was listening to it and I was like, man, this sounds like. Do you remember the scene in Animal House when they go to the bar? Do you guys
Oh
remember this? They
yeah.
got all the
Oh,
white
Otis
guys from the
Day and the
fraternity.
Knights.
We are gonna die. Boom. We're the only white people here.
Who love me the way that you do. Shama Lama, ding dong.
That's right, Otis Day and the Knights. That's
Yep.
correct. Knights. But all the white guys go into the bar, and it's all black people. The band is a black band, and everybody in the bar is black. And so, like, the music stops, and everybody's looking at them. And the guy comes over and says, "Can we dance with your dates?" It's a great scene in a great movie, but it was that type of era music and things that they were going for. So it just kind of conjured that image for me. So, Drew, how about you?
Yeah, you guys have said it. My first thought is this is a nice short listen, which has got to be appreciated on a different level by this era and by all of us who listen to a variety of music that can be not short listens, and not to mention the simplicity of the songs. It's a blues album through and through. When you don't have the blues changes, aside from Stand By Me, you have no changes. In a gross generalization. I mean, there was a couple other tunes, but man, it just lives in that 145 zone. And it's really cool to me for that reason to hear them work through a song in that. I mean, I imagine these songs were written pretty quickly for that reason, because that's what you do with the blues. You go and you're like, hey, let's play something in G, and everybody follows. I mean, any musician, even if they don't know what they're doing, will follow that change to an extent. So you get this stuff, and you get to hear it be young and be green and just kind of celebrate it, because it doesn't last long enough to tire of. And, as you all said, comforting. And I mean, we don't know this time era, but it puts me right into whatever that time era is.
60s, yeah.
I didn't live then. I've seen it in movies and TV and books, but and partially because it's used as soundtracks, this early soul music. But man, and just one other impression was how much I can hear the Little Richard influence coming in here. I also unfamiliar with anything he did as an album, so it was interesting to hear so much of him at once.
In my research, there was an interview. Oh, I want to say like tour manager, something like that. It was like, or no, it was Steve Cropper, the guitar player, and he said if you took Sam Cooke, and you were just talking about him, Drew.
Little Richard,
and put them together. That's how you get Otis Redding. And I thought that was an interesting thing to say.
Drew, you mentioned the kind of freshness, almost spontaneity of these arrangements.
Yeah,
they maybe even were pushed through a little quickly, and I think you really hear that overall in the horn writing, because they're clearly pretty rough.
there's no harmony.
Yeah.
and some of them they're like, well, they kind of hit the right notes, but there's some gaffes in there. But I find it kind of endearing on this album. I actually really like it. They're going for stuff that they probably didn't rehearse very much, and it sort of feeds the overall texture well. I don't usually feel that way, but you never get that on an album today.
Yeah,
I feel like
today, if a vocal artist was doing harmony with themselves, they'd make sure that the vibrato lined up rhythmically on the track.
Yeah.
No, I heard that constantly with those horns, and I love that point because I felt like I was listening to the adaptation of what strings had done 10 years prior to music with some new instruments, with some horns that were not new, but were being used in new ways. And yeah, just kind of finding lines and following it, but so much root and so little harmony and so much predictability. We got octaves sometimes for harmony. There's a couple times when there was some harmonies laid out, but totally agree. And I felt nothing but love for it. But yeah, it is definitely like, hey Johnny, grab the sax and give me a tenor line, and okay, and like
Yeah.
There
But I
were-
mean, do you also get the impression as a musician, and at least I did, that not only is this music pretty fun to listen to, I think it'd be pretty fun to
Fun
play.
to play. Yeah.
Oh, God, I'd
that's
love
that's
that.
one of the things I had noted.
And I don't
was,
just mean the horn
yeah.
parts. I'm a trumpet player, full
Yeah.
disclosure to listeners that don't know that. But I'm also a keyboard player. And so like Booker and Steve's parts are really interesting to me. I think they'd be fun to
Yeah.
play. The
Yeah.
guitar and bass parts sound really fun to play.
Yeah.
Oh, the bass lines. I watched some live footage of them over in England, and Donald Duck Dunn is just fascinating to watch.
Does he wear
Yeah.
pants?
Yes, he does wear pants. You
And a
guys were
pipe.
talking. Yes, and the pipe.
And the pipe, yeah.
Man.
There was the song, the Fa 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 song. Are you guys familiar with that?
I keep singing them sad, sad songs, y'all. Sad song is all I know.
I take it not. It's not on this album. It's on one of the next ones, obviously. But that was his way of telling the band that he wanted a saxophone to play fa 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 fa, and it took him a while to figure out. But some of the horn lines are actually him just telling the band, hey, this is what I want, and singing it, and that's what we have now. Putting some more arrangement to it, could have been a little bit more interesting, but it was surprising that he actually had these ideas and was like, this is what I want, but really couldn't articulate it. So he just sang it to them and they figured it out.
Well, hey, let's talk a little bit about background here. Otis Ray Redding Jr. was born September 9th, 1941 in Dawson, Georgia. He was raised in Macon, Georgia, a city with rich musical history. It's also the hometown of Little Richard, as we were talking about, name-dropping Little Richard earlier. He grew up singing in church choirs and going to local talent shows. He was heavily influenced by gospel, rhythm and blues, and soul music, and he idolized not just Little Richard, but also Sam Cooke and Ray Charles. Early on, as a member of the Pat T. Cake and the Mighty Panthers, Otis Redding toured the southern United States, mostly on the Chitlin Circuit, a string of nightclubs and dance halls hospitable to African-American musicians when racial segregation of performance venues was still prevalent. Guitarist Johnny Jenkins, who helped Redding win a talent contest at the Hillview Springs Social Club 15 times in a row, and also at the talent show called The Teenage Party, left the band to become a featured artist with the Pine Toppers. Redding later joined Johnny Jenkins and the Pine Toppers in the late 1950s, at first as a driver and a part-time singer. Otis Redding then gained attention during a Stax Records recording session in 1962 when he recorded These Arms of Mine after Johnny Jenkins' session ended early.
These arms of mine, they are yearning from wanting you. And if you
These Arms of Mine became a hit in 1962 and marked the beginning of his relationship with Stax Records and its house band, Booker T and the MGs. This led to Redding's debut album, Pain in My Heart, in 1964. After Pain in My Heart was released, he continued to release a string of successful albums in the mid-1960s, including The Great Otis Redding Sings Soul Ballads in 1965, and Otis Blue, Otis Redding Sings Soul in 1965 as well. That one is widely considered his best work. Known for powerful live performances, especially at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967, where he was introduced soul to a largely white rock audience. The Monterey Pop Festival is remembered for being the first major American appearance by the Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Who, and the first major public performance of Janis Joplin. The festival is generally regarded as one of the beginnings of the, quote, Summer of Love in 1967, and the public debut of the hippie, flower power, and flower child movements. So Otis Redding playing on that bill was something remarkable.
You know how he got his spot there?
No.
There was a cancellation. And he was the second to last band on whatever night. The Beach Boys canceled at the last second, so Otis got the headliner.
That's interesting. So didn't we just have a conversation in a recent episode about a band that was like, we don't care if was it Oasis? There was some band that was like we want to get on. We don't care if we're paid. We drove all this way. Okay.
Yeah, that was Oasis. Yeah.
I'm not imagining that. Okay, good.
Nope.
So if you want to draw a line between Oasis and Otis Redding, there you go. In his career, Otis Redding collaborated with artists like Carla Thomas. He wrote and recorded Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay in 1967.
Watching the ships roll in, and then I watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting.
And then unfortunately died December 10th, 1967 in a plane crash near Madison, Wisconsin. He was 26. The crash also killed 4 members of his band, the Bar-Kays, and the pilot. Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay, or The Dock of the Bay, was released posthumously and became his biggest hit, reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's widely regarded as one of the greatest soul songs of all time. Otis Redding was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989. His influence can be heard in the work of later artists like Al Green, Aretha Franklin, Prince, and John Legend. So this album, Pain in My Heart, released March 1964 on Volt Records, a subsidiary of Stax Records. It was Otis Redding's first full-length album. It featured a mix of original compositions and covers, reflecting Redding's gospel roots and soul influences. Drew, to your point, it's 32 minutes long. 12 songs, 32 minutes, short and sweet, in a good way. It was produced by Jim Stewart, not Jimmy Stewart, but Jim Stewart. And just in case you didn't, I found some interesting stuff about him. In 1957, Jim Stewart launched his own record label, then called Satellite Records, which issued country music and rockabilly. His sister, Estelle Axton, mortgaged her home to invest in her brother's venture by buying an Ampex 300 tape recorder. The label's ultimate name, Stax, S-T-A-X, was derived from the names Stewart and Axton. I always thought it was just a fun way to spell stacks of like records.
Hits.
Yeah. Or hits. Yeah. Whatever. So Stewart signed Otis Redding for Stax and released Redding's debut single, These Arms of Mine.
Oh, I need me somebody to treat me right. Oh, I need your arms, loving arms.
With Hey Baby on the B-side.
Hey, hey, pretty baby, baby, show it right. Hey, hey, pretty baby, baby, you show it right.
These Arms of Mine was released by Volt, a subsidiary of Stax, in October 1962. It was one of his most successful songs. That song sold 800,000 copies of the 45. On this album, These Arms of Mine was the breakout single from Pain in My Heart. Security was a minor chart hit. showcasing kind of a grittier vocal style. Pain in My Heart, the title track from the album, was a powerful, emotive ballad that became one of his signature songs.
Pain in my heart, it's treating me cold. Where can my baby be? Lord, no one knows.
This helped to establish Southern soul sound and solidified Otis Redding's place as a rising star in soul music at that time. Though this album was not a huge commercial hit initially, the album received critical acclaim and has since become a classic. Context. So where does this album fit into Otis Redding's kind of career? Pain in My Heart spent 8 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart, peaked at number 103. Conversely, Dock of the Bay spent 42 weeks on that chart, peaked at number 4. On the Hot 100 from this album, Pain in My Heart spent 11 weeks on the Hot 100 chart, peaked at number 61. These Arms of Mine spent 3 weeks on the Hot 100 chart and peaked at number 85. And Security spent only 1 week on the chart and peaked at number 97. In my research about album sales, I couldn't find anything about the sales of the album Pain in My Heart. There was lots of stuff about These Arms of Mine and how many singles it sold or how many 45s it sold. But there wasn't a lot of information about this album. They're not widely available. So, however, if you look at his discography, I think there were 13 albums in his discography, and I think 7 of them are best ofs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that out there. But he's also done collaborations with Aretha Franklin, and so it gets kind of murky, I think, for his career, given that he, really only had a recording career for about 5 years. So that's what I've got for my background and research. What did I miss? What else did you guys see?
Well, I'm not sure how else to say this, but I think I have 3 poster secrets.
Secrets of the poster.
Ooh.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Wow.
So I think it's been pretty clear thus far that the creator is not American.
Agreed.
There seems to be a European slant on this. I think it's notable that while this album is really the complete package of Otis Redding, that Dock of the Bay was the first posthumous album to reach number 1 on the UK albums chart. Does that sound like a secret? Yeah, kind of secretive.
I read that, but I didn't read UK.
Mhm. Also, linked to a very early album that we did on the poster is the song Respect. Which was, of course, penned by
Otis Redding.
Otis Redding.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of research I did, and then I apologize, didn't have time to really do the wires to connect this, but apparently there's a strong connection of this album to the birth of Mick Jagger's Rolling Stones. His styling is modeled after Otis Redding on this album.
Watch it.
So, our UK friends weren't paying attention. We understand your poster secrets.
Secrets of the poster.
Well, let me add some credence to your theory then, Ryan. So, Otis was huge in the UK because, and now we're going to pull in some Dizzy Rascal kind of stuff.
Oh boy in the corner.
I thought you were actually going to connect Otis Redding to Dizzy Rascal.
In how they got heard, yes, I will. because Stax was paying the pirate radio stations that were in the seas outside of the UK who were broadcasting stuff in. So they were paying these pirate radio stations to play Otis. So Otis was huge in the UK. The mods really picked up on him and latched onto him and was kind of like a cult favorite. Like there was Otis fans over there.
I can almost, now that you say that, I can hear a bit of that in the Who.
Well, yeah. Rod Stewart and Tom Jones were in the wings watching the shows, and both say if it wasn't for those shows, that their careers, their talents, everything else would not have what they are.
That's wild.
And there was a lot of other cats there too, so it makes sense about the Mick Jagger thing. So when they were touring America, one, they couldn't get their albums played because Holmes is black. And back then, the segregation was so bad that they couldn't put his face on an album cover because it wouldn't sell because segregation. So what they did is they put good-looking women on the album, so he was singing to these good-looking women. And that's how they would get albums sold. Well, over there, like in America, they just couldn't get anything done. So they go to the UK. And they go over there and there's white kids, black kids just loving it. And they are playing huge shows. They're over there like 17 days. They come back and everyone in the band was like, had that whole I'm a superstar kind of mentality to it because they're huge over there. It took a lot of work and they learned a lot of things and got a confidence boost by being in the UK when they came back over here. And then the Monterey Pop thing happened. But yeah, he was bigger in UK than he was in America at first. So I'd say, Ryan, you're on to something.
Was he big in Japan?
There's another Tom Waits reference.
Cue the song.
Here we go with another Tom Waits reference.
But that's really interesting. I did not know about the touring aspect of that. You know, it's funny because had this been 10 years earlier, Otis would have just had Elvis rip off his music. So
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was kind of on my mind throughout this too. That this was just, you know, after all of the ripoffs, well, continually happened post through this time and onward. But yeah, that had been done already. I wanted to add to that in two ways, Ron. One, the video you said, oh man, him singing videos or singing to white girls was the theme. Have you guys looked up? Did you guys check out YouTube for any videos? I directly looked up Otis Redding Monterey Pop 67, and the video I came up with, I think it was These Arms of Mine, I'm sure. And it starts out showing him on stage, just about to start the song, talking to the audience, and then it goes straight to clips of like hippie white women, just at the festival, just random. It's like a montage of women. Doesn't even show Otis at all. That's really interesting in context. I was like, what person made this? They took it off the band. Like I wanted to see the band playing. But anyway, he is a total, don't take this to mean I'm speaking to his any lack of talent or interest in him, but he has got so many opportunistic moments in his career. The way he got discovered by Stax was not by accident, but he took a chance to sting. He wasn't even there. He was at the studios for he was managing and driving around this guitar player, Johnny Jenkins. I don't know who Johnny Jenkins is. And apparently the session was going abysmally and whatever, and somehow Otis like said, "Hey, if I can really sing if you give me a chance." Sang These Arms of Mine, and they were like, jaws hit the floor, and they signed him up right then, which that became his first big hit. It's pretty amazing that, and then the subsequent things that happened to him after that you mentioned, Bert. It's pretty cool. Like, timing's everything, but I don't know, putting your neck out there is everything too, if you think you got it.
There was a story about he had no quit in him. He was like, if I think I can do it, I'm just going to go all in and I'm going to work my ass off until I make it happen.
I mean, that's the most romantic story in music. Like, just give me a chance, whatever, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. Anyway.
That was
Yeah.
really the theme of our
Yeah.
Eminem episode as well.
Which, side note, it has surpassed Pet Sounds. So
Oh, Ryan's heart just broke.
if you can believe it, right?
I mean,
In the
I
first
think
week,
the
there you go.
true success of a band in the 60s can only be measured on whether or not they had a song covered by Sergio Mendes in Brazil 66. And they did Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home.
So I think that means Otis is the man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And by the way, the whitest version of that song, which is saying something, is there. But
Anyway, any other background before we take a break to hear from this week's sponsor?
I don't think I have anything that needs to come up now.
Okay. Well, I think Ron, someone reached out to you about advertising on the podcast? Yeah.
Yeah. We have a new one. They reached out to me, and I'm loving this one. All right. So this week's episode of the 100 Albums podcast is brought to you by Feck Off Resorts, Cabins, and Destinations. Do you have a stressful job where countless people depend on you and are constantly demanding your attention? Does your phone notify you constantly of news stories, text messages, weather updates, emails, or other things you mostly don't care about? Do you have children who require your attention 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Do you just want to tell the world to go away and leave you alone? Do you wish there was a place you could go to get guaranteed peace and quiet? A place where you could, in a socially acceptable manner, tell people to F off? Well, now you can. Join us at Feck Off Resorts and Cabins. That's right, Feck Off Resorts and Cabins, where you can tell the world to feck off. Our resorts and cabins are secluded from the world by a proprietary cell phone shield to block all internet and cell phone communications, so you can enjoy your time without interruptions and tell the world to feck off. Are you peopled out and want the convenience of people without the interaction? Our staff are specially trained to keep interaction to a minimum while providing excellent service. Just text us what you need, we'll prepare it, deliver it, and then feck off. Is there a guest that likes to talk too much and you want out of the conversation? Tell them nicely to feck off. They'll understand. And if they don't, feel free to feck off to your own private area to do whatever you want. Not responsible for internet withdrawal or symptoms of FOMO, cell phone malfunctions, updates, overheating, or suddenly bursting into flames after leaving our property, fallout, or life-altering events as a result of non-communication. We have locations all around the world, so next time you've had enough and need a break, just tell your boss, co-workers, family, kids, or whoever is stressing you out that you're going to go feck off.
Wow.
So I wonder if the proprietary technology they're using is the same stuff that's used in the quiet zone in West Virginia. You guys know about that? It's like a 13,000 square mile area because of like satellite. Yeah. It's a satellite observatory or a space observatory, and there's you can't have cell phones and devices and things. I wonder if it's the same. Sounds like a similar technology, Ron. That's all I'm saying. So.
Or it could just be the off button on your phone.
The feck off button, actually. I think
There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, thank you to.
Do they
Feck
ever
Off
have musical
campgrounds.
artists visit their properties? I could see like having them have like Bella Feck and the Fecktones.
That's
Man,
good.
they could feck off all night, and I'd listen.
That's funny. All right, guys. Good, bad, ugly time. On the re-listen, what is striking you about this album, Pain in My Heart by Otis Redding? What's good, what's bad, and what might be a little bit ugly?
I don't have anything ugly. Um, as far as good, I have been a Steve Cropper fan my whole guitar playing life. Because of the Blues Brothers movie, Donald Duck Dunn, Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. I mean, it's simple music, but man, is it so good.
I'm not sure
And
I'd even say simple, but I know what you're after. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we're not talking like, anything terribly complex, but the feeling is there. And it might not technically be impressive, but dude, if Otis and this band don't get your ass moving, you're dead.
Yeah, everything's in its right place, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it may not be a lot of ingredients, but all the ingredients matter and all the ingredients are where they should be.
Well said.
And I think, Ron, when you were talking about kind of simple or simplicity, Ryan, you're absolutely right. Everything is where it needs to be, and you don't need more. It's simple in its beauty, right? It's simple in its design, that it's not overly ornate, and in a good way, right? And I think that's something that's really attractive to me. But one of the other good things I had, and I think, Ryan, you were touching on this earlier, before we got into the background, was imperfections. There's a real DIY quality to what I'm hearing, and I like that. The horns as an example, but I noticed it in other instruments as well, where I felt
Even
like,
in his singing.
or yeah, in his singing, right? Yeah. And there's something really endearing about that. That these were, it sounds like, and again, back to something that you had said earlier, it sounds like they're having fun. It sounds like a bunch of guys plugged in some guitars to some amps, got a horn section together, set up in a cold garage, and just like started jamming and having a good time. And again, there's something endearing about that. It makes it appealing to me. So
It's a very smoky sounding record.
yeah,
Like it's grainy, it's gritty, it's got warmth to it. It's really good sounding.
I think, to speak to all the things you guys have been talking about and like some of my good, there's like this feeling of get in and get out that we have brought up before with someone, Dolly Parton. And when you see a song under 3 minutes, that's, well, in many cases, that's the idea. You're going to have a couple verses, a couple choruses, and a fade out. And right on brand, there are nearly no songs with a bridge in this record. And there doesn't need to be. And that's some of my biggest complaints on the podcast and in general. If it's a song that's a song form, that's short song, meaning let's say under 6 minutes, I don't want to just hear two sections. There has to be something else, unless you have compellingly incredible musicianship to display. And they don't even need a break in their format in this to break it up into a bridge, because it's just clean and calm and done. And you don't miss a C section in any of this stuff. You really don't.
yeah.
I will say the thing I wrestled with was not the originals. I had some wrestling with the covers, and not even all of them. Actually, I think his cover of The Dog is fantastic.
Yes.
I think the cover of Stand By Me is pretty cool.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we've seen. No, I won't.
I was not a big fan of his cover of "You Send Me."
I know you send me, darling, you send me, honest you do, honest you do, honest you do.
But I've also heard just so many good versions from the original artist on that. And but to our point that we were just saying about that improvisatory spontaneity and imperfections, you can hear that's one of the only songs where you can hear Otis not be perfect, is singing "You Send Me." There's a kind of sincerity to that I still kind of like.
How's it line up to the Steve Miller version?
Yeah, well, that's another podcast.
I'm gonna largely agree with you, Ryan. I really like Louie. Speaking of covers, though my favorite version of that song is by Toots and the Maytals. But that's a whole nother podcast. I really love the horns in Lucille. There's again kind of going back to some of the things we were talking about, imperfections and that kind of stuff. But that song is just such a great song, and one of my notes was, referring back to Ron's Donald Duck Dunn and Steve Cropper references. Lucille sounds like something the Blues Brothers should be covering. You know what I mean? Like in a tribute kind of thing. It just has that vibe to it. Drew, you were still going on some of your good though. Did we jump in on it, or did you get your?
I was just going to say, though, any song named Lucille seems to be a good choice of name.
I know.
And
B.B. King, right? Yeah.
Well, B.B. King and Frank Zappa's got it's a lesser known one from Joe's Garage, and it's such a good song. I gotta start with Lucille next time I try to write a song. Is what I'm deciding. Here.
I mean, maybe that's the muse, right? That's the.
You gotta have something.
You
always gotta have something. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pivot to bad then, and I'm gonna disagree with Ryan. If I never hear "Stand by Me" again in my lifetime, I'm okay with that.
Any version?
Any version. I am over that song.
Is that Otis's fault?
No, it's not Otis's fault. It is definitely not Otis's fault. But I've heard that song enough now. Like I've hit my quota, and I know for a fact that I will hear it again in my life because it's like respect. You know, we were talking about that on the Aretha episode. Though I could hear that song lots more in my life, and I love that. It is what it is. It's not it's not a reflection necessarily on Otis Redding or this album, but if there was one song I could remove from this album to make it better, albeit it's going to be under 30 minutes at that point, but I would remove Stand By Me.
I get it, and I'm not going to debate you on it, but I think to maybe like because it is pervasive.
Yes. Well, and it's also in
And-
some other episode we were talking about like kids in the band room. Like there's always that one kid who sits
Yeah.
out at the piano. This is one of those songs too.
Yes,
They
it
start
is.
plunking
Well,
out, you
it's one of those 4-chord 1, 6,
Yeah.
4, 5 songs, man. And like even if you don't hear it as "Stand by Me," you hear that in that
Yeah.
chord progression that's in 80% of the rest of pop music. But I think it's just such an endearing thought. That's what gets me about that song is the concept. Just strictly speaking, the lyrics.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, it's a good song. It's fine. I don't need to get rid of it. I'm with you on it's overplayed for sure.
Look at you go into lyrics. Who are
I
you?
know.
I know,
I
right?
dabble. And I'm not even. You know what? I don't even know the lyrics. I know the title. So
That's all you need.
that stands to my point.
The other thing that I had as potential bad, and again, these are like bad with an asterisk. They're not like really bad, like some other bads we've experienced of late. But starting the album with "Pain in My Heart,"
Pain in my heart, it's treating me cold. Where can my baby be?
I thought it was interesting to start a record with a ballad. And it's an interesting choice. I guess I'll put it that way. Because for me, when I'm putting a record on or throwing, something in my buds when I'm walking around, the first song on the album usually is something to grab my attention.
Well,
Right.
I mean, that's clearly what they're trying to sell as singles.
Well, and that, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But so anyway, I just that kind of struck me as well. Again, it's not like bad, but it's a great song. I love "Pain in My Heart." It's a great song. I just thought it was an interesting choice to start with the ballad.
I wonder if only Otis Redding could pull that off, though, because I like it. I think it works. Because when I put this one on, all right, Ryan's going to jump down my throat on this one.
Oh, well.
I think his best album, even though it's not one he did, is the anthology. I've had that for years. Yeah, I saw that eyebrow raised. But it has so much good stuff on it. I mean, it's practically his whole damn catalog, unfortunately. But so when we listen to this, I was like, holy shit, it starts off with "Pain in My Heart." Like, that's an odd thing to start off with, but it worked for me. It was, I skipped it a couple times through, in review for this, but I was like, hey, overall, I'm cool with that. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, two things. One, it's a great song. They knew it was a great song. They had to put it first. But two, this is 1964, and the idea of the album as a concept really didn't exist. I mean, they were just trying to make sure that you had the songs that they were hoping would sell the best first.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, this could have very easily never been an album. They could have just said, "Hey, you're only going to release singles." With
Yeah,
us.
drop 45s. Yeah.
Well, that, and you have side 2 starting with "These Arms of Mine." So it's like every side starts with a sad, well, not sad, but a slow
A
song.
ballad.
Yeah.
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 Could have been switcherooing to make the times fit.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and the other thing too that as you were talking, Ron, it occurred to me that like you're saying how maybe only Otis Redding could pull this off. I could see other soul R&B, like that genre of music. I could see Aretha doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like it's a Metallica album or something, right? But still, yeah, interesting. Other bad that folks have, you guys have,
I mean,
or other good? I don't know.
I was going to say, I don't have any bad other than just songs I don't prefer, like Louie. That just, it didn't do it for me. That's What My Heart Needs. The ending vocal on that.
I said I need you, baby. I need you in to protect me and be my God. And yeah, baby. I know you don't know what I mean, baby.
Oh my God. That is just emotion and heartbreaking. I mean, his voice, it's just so damn good and emotive. Let's see.
I enjoyed
Hey,
that. I enjoyed that song too, Ron. That classic 12/8 arpeggiated ballad feel doesn't always hit. It's not just an automatic win, but when you do it right, man, it's
Yeah,
like
if it's
so
done right, yeah.
solid.
yeah. Hey, hey, baby.
Every time I look at you, you drive me out of my mind. Hey, hey, pretty baby.
That song and songs like that are an essential ingredient of rock and roll. That song just for 1964 is a rockin' ass song. I don't think you would have.
Well, that's Little Richard all over that too, the vocal, right?
Baby, having me some fun tonight. Yeah, well, long tall Sally sheet, big species guy, everything that Uncle John need, oh baby, yeah, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of Stone stuff you can absolutely see coming out of Otis Redding and similar bands.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Security?
I forget. How can I forget? Yeah. Come on, with just a little bit of soul right now, baby. Oh, everything is gonna be all right. One more time, just one more time.
Love it.
I felt
That
like
was one of the only other songs that was kind of a hit.
yeah.
Solid.
But I felt like as a hit for me, it was not the most. It was not his best effort personally. I don't know. That was maybe one of my least favorite performances on the album.
Mm.
It's an interesting tune. It's a deviation from the blues pattern, that's for sure. Because what struck me was, cue the music, its relationship to a song called "Cold Cold Ground" by a friend Tom Waits. The 1/6 pattern.
That's a second Tom Waits reference this episode.
Do you have this today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I set it up right. Yeah, and it's in the same key, as a matter of fact. Just that C to the. Sorry, I'm backwards here. I'm in the Tom Waits.
In the cold,
Yes,
cold ground.
I'm in the Tom Waits rhythm. I know it's different, but way different than the 1/4/5 blues changes, or no change at all, just riffing. So I don't know. That maybe Ryan, it pricked you because it's different than the vibe of the album.
Yeah.
So I was listening to that song this morning. There's a chord in there.
In the shower.
In the
Listening in the shower, because you listen to music in the shower, Ron, remember?
Yeah.
yeah, but I was like, a chord in the shower?
I was just trying to get more context.
He's got his guitar in the shower with him. He's like strumming chords.
That would be
It's great.
epic.
But
As long as it's not electric.
oh shit, maybe it's not Security. Damn it. There's a chord somewhere on this album that I've been trying to figure out for a long time what it is. It kind of sounds like a tritone chord, but I could have swore I thought it was Security. That's what I get for not writing it down.
It goes. I didn't write down the whole progression. It goes somewhere after. It goes to turnaround. I can't. It doesn't do a 4/5 or anything. I can't remember what it was.
I'm pretty sure it is Security. But at this point, I'm not going to belabor it anymore because I've already lost it.
Yeah, I agree. Though it's not like a standout song that I could sing from this album at this point. But then again, I didn't. I don't know this album well, so
Yeah.
But that's all I could think of. I'm like, oh, that's Cold Cold Ground.
Interesting. Results and ratings time.
Okay.
Ron, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10?
I want to go higher, but I'm going to give it a 7.5.
That's interesting.
Because
Ron gives it a 7.5. I gave it a 7.5. Drew gave it a 7.5, and Ryan gave it an 8.
Wow. If we converged for the first time in history.
So our original score on the poster was a 7.7 average, which put it number 24 out of 100 albums. Ron, you're right in line with where we were, so that's fantastic. Ryan, Drew, you're at a 7.5. Ryan, you're at an 8. What do you guys think? Change your score, or are you good where you are?
Think Oh man, so wow, that must have really hit me then too. I think it's a great album. I feel like 8 is
I mean,
strong
that's
for
strong for
me
you. Yeah, yeah.
because full disclosure, I don't own this. Um, I hate to do this to poor
Liz, if you're listening,
Otis.
Christmas is coming. Just putting that out there.
I think I'd probably take this down to a 6, just from the journey that we've done and the depth of listen. No, oh, 6.5.
6.5.
Do you own any Otis?
No,
Really?
well, no. But if you
I'm
ask me a
surprised.
third time,
It's no.
No.
Hey, Ryan.
yeah. Well, no. So I do have this. What
Ron,
we're
you need to take
doing-
Ryan camping at Feck Off Campgrounds.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at my 7 area, my 7 markings, and what a confusing bunch of records in the 7 to 8 category.
But I mean, you could say that for the whole poster too, Frank.
No, I mean on my ratings. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
your individual. I see.
Yeah. God, I don't even know how to make sense out of that. So, I feel like it's high for after the project was over. I feel like that's high, but I'm looking at other things, and if I lowered it, it would be below certain things that it cannot be. So I'm going to stay with a 7.5.
Okay.
But I really think I would have to break the 7s into tenths to make this right, and maybe I'll do that someday. So it could be like 7.3, but we'll find out where that lies later.
Okay. Right on. Ron, you already asked Ryan if he owns this, and the answer was no. Anybody else?
Would you adjust yours, Bert?
Oh, no, I'm good. I think I'm good where I am. I really enjoyed the re-listen this week. Here's the funny thing though. To the next question is, do you own this record? I do not, and I don't think that it's something that I would go out and buy necessarily. Maybe, I mean, it wouldn't be the top of my want list. I'll put it that way. Maybe I'd add it to the want list, but it's one of those things that would not be prioritized amongst other things. Not that it's bad, but I think having it digitally is enough for me. So, Ron, do you own this record specifically? I know you own Otis.
Not this album specifically, but all of his like original stuff
Yeah.
is now in my Discogs cart on the
Gotcha.
wish list. So yeah, I will be.
Gotcha. Drew, do you own this album?
No.
No.
I would, but I don't like this stuff is great. This album is fantastic. It is not what I put on to listen to the Motown era. I know this isn't necessarily qualifying as Motown, but this kind of classic to me.
50s and 60s kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it is such good stuff, but it's just that's why I'm struggling with where I graded it. But I think what I was doing, guys, is putting stuff I didn't know what to feel about in the 7s.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with it. This is one that I actually wouldn't mind owning this at all. I'm not sure what the mood would be when I would put it on. I don't think it'd be as frequent as other stuff, but I don't think I'd ever be sad to put it on. You know what I mean? Unlike Bert, who's clearly
No,
kinda
hell no.
racist, but I think for the rest of us, we can agree that it's good music, regardless of who made it, Bert. But
Yeah, I think it's a
Calling me
fantastic
out,
album.
man. I tell you what.
no, I do think but like I have other stuff from this era that I don't put on either that I have.
Yeah.
I think it's a very specific flavor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't put on the Beatles records that I have from this era. I don't, it's just not. So I have some Elvis stuff. I don't put it on very frequently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, your interest came in the later couple years. I agree.
Nothing against it.
I have a couple stories that I want to share.
Let's hear them.
Or do you want to go to Margaritaville first?
No, let's hear your stories.
Well, one was related to respect. what I read was what Aretha Franklin, of course, took respect and re-recorded it. And his comment was, "That girl done took my song," and she added the RESPECT. So I thought that was pretty cool. He was like, "Huh, look at that." No, the other one is weird. Like I've said it before. You guys need to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Otis is it's one of the first things you see when you walk in there, and it's freaking parts of the plane he died in are on the wall, right in the inner lobby. Yeah, it's just
That's
such a
morbid
weird.
as hell.
I'm telling you, when you go, and if you go, you got to let me know because that's not far away, and I'll go with you. But it's like
It's an open invitation to all our listeners, by the way. If you're going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Let Drew
message
know.
Drew. Let Drew know. He'll give you a tour.
Short drive across the lake, One other observation, and I did a quick key plunk along to the beginning of each song. None of these songs are in E, which is very common to
Common for
guitar-based
guitar, yeah.
rock. Most are in B flat or E flat, which is very uncommon, I would say, and some are
For
in
the
other
horn
keys,
players.
G, C, and F. So hard to say. He sings well in those keys, without a doubt, and he sings well. They're okay keys to play in. I don't know what that means. I just thought it was very interesting, so I wanted to share it. That's all.
Yeah.
Good stories.
Word.
Love it.
Go see the playing parts.
Go see the playing parts. We want to honor this classic musician by showcasing. Anyway,
When you walk
it.
in, the piano is firewood. Times Square is a dream. Sorry. Just bringing it back.
Keep singing. Keep singing.
Okay, let's go to Margaritaville now, shall we? If this album or artist had a restaurant or chain of restaurants similar to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, what would it be called and what would the theme be? 4 for me tonight.
I will say whatever it is, it's going to be a short-lived restaurant.
Damn.
Too soon, Ryan. Too soon. Who wants to kick it off?
Too soon.
I want to go first so that I
Okay,
can
Ryan.
enjoy not speaking and just guffawing at your incredible humors. So, because Otis Redding was known so well for his love of Indian food, we got a restaurant called
Famously.
Something is Currying Me. We've got a restaurant here for folks that have entered their 40s and their doctor is letting them know that maybe they've got some health concerns. So this place only serves things like fruits, vegetables, beans, and whole grains. And it's called That's What My Heart Needs.
Straight up.
And then we've got a French bakery called Pen in My Hearth.
Jeez.
All done.
Oh, that's good.
Done.
Okay, hot dog food truck. Back to the start of the episode about hot dogs, guys. Hot dog food truck, and it's called The Dog. But one of the specialty items on the menu is called the Bird Dog, and it's made with poultry. I've got a bakery called I Need Your Muffin. That one made me chuckle. I've got a blues-based pub called Brucille.
All right.
Oh, come on, that one's funny. No one's laughing at that, okay? And then my last one is an Italian restaurant, like old school, like the total vibe. Red and white checkered tablecloths and like older furniture, and there's like black and white photos hanging on the walls, and Italian music playing, and it's called These Parms of Mine.
Oh.
There you go.
Nice. All right. So I had, and it says on here, Bert's pick the dog as a hot dog stand. So
Nicely done.
I got
I stole it.
All right. So the
Should have let you
first.
go. I should have let you go on first, Ron.
Oh no. I knew that one was going to be picked somewhere. All right. So we have a supportive and loving restaurant that welcomes you when you've had a long day. They serve hot beverages, comfort food, free hug with every meal. Called "That's What My Heart Needs."
Aw.
I know, right? It's not
that was,
funny.
who are you?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Must have wrote that when I was drunk or some shit. A restaurant that serves only food that gives you heartburn called Pain in My Heart.
Pain in my heart. Yeah, that was one I thought about. Yeah.
A chicken wing place called These Arms of Mine, where the mascot is a chicken.
No.
They're like squirting blood out.
And if you read the lyrics to the song, it makes so much more sense.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Wow, that was a deep one.
Oh my god. And then we have a restaurant that serves White Castle style gut bombs that taste great, but on the way home makes you say, something is worrying me.
This. Mine was named Pain in My Heart as well. They serve steak and bacon wrapped steak and such things. But
Nice.
I thought that was too obvious.
Steak and bacon wraps. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Closing thoughts, additional takes, or shit we forgot. Anybody got a hot take or other thoughts on the album?
I never knew
thought-
any of this about Otis, so it was an educational week for me.
My thought was this album was released in March 1964. Otis Redding died in December 1967. That's 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What more output would we have gotten
Oh,
had he
man.
not died in that plane crash? You know what I mean?
I think this
It's
album,
unfortunate, but
it is. I think this is the anti-Sex Pistols album, because the Sex Pistols only needed one album, but Otis needed another lifetime of albums.
Yeah, what would his what's going on would have been, you know?
yeah,
Oh,
right,
dude, that would have been good.
yeah.
I mean, he'd left us with
Great
Hard
point.
to Handle, and
Yeah.
look what that became years later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not necessarily what's going on, but
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. Let's
I
bring
think
it on home.
Ryan uncovered some more secrets of the poster this week. Though.
Yeah, no, we definitely got.
It's one of my goals.
Yeah. Trying to find those connections, right?
Yeah, well, you know, to get some of these, I had to like study secret clues in the back of the dollar bill, and like
Yeah.
there's a lot I do that you guys don't know.
I want to
The,
see a wall
Illuminati
with the lines drawn and
yeah,
pictures
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I make phone calls to my friend George Petrish.
Yeah,
He helps me.
he's
out.
probably got a lot of that stuff.
He's ready.
Was there some inscriptions on the back of some things that used to be at the Louvre?
Is that what it was?
That's timely.
Ron, too soon.
All right, guys, let's bring it on home. Now, listeners, please go and take a listen to Pain in My Heart by Otis Redding and let us know what you think. Hit us up with a voice message at speakpipe.com/100albums. You can email us at 100albums@bertislow.com. You can connect with us on Instagram and or Facebook at 100albums podcast, or visit our website at 100albumspodcast.com. We want to hear from you. That's the moral of the story there. Please join us next week as we enter the holiday season properly and chat about Luciano Pavarotti's Oh Holy Night. Sure to be a barn burner.
That's. I mean, I've already got acid reflux.
Oh, holy!
This is going to be amazing.
Actually, I should say it's not next week. Join us in 2 weeks. Join us. How do I
Join us
say
when
it?
it happens. Don't
Join
worry
us
about it.
for our next album when we talk about Luciano Pavarotti's Oh Holy Night. Until then, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Later, turkeys. You want to do this thing?
Word.
I do.
All right.
True to you.
I'm here.
Okay.
I was trying to come up with like something witty, and I
That was like
had nothing.
So non-committal. I'm here, ain't I?
I've had a
hurt actually.
I've had a fine day, but my brain is just numb. So sorry, that was the best I could come up with.
That was the best middle-aged answer ever. I'm here, ain't I?
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to be snarky.
The
I'm trying to be
layoff.
funny. Trying to be funny. It never works.
All right. So here we go.
It was surprising that he actually had these ideas and was like, this is what I want, but really couldn't articulate it. So he just sang it to him and they figured it out.
Nobody gives horn players enough credit. Every freaking songwriter out there. You know, look, like, you know what I mean? You got to interpret it.
I have never written a horn line in my life. I always left it up to you guys because y'all were better.
I think what Drew is saying is like when someone's like, "Hey, play something
point.
like
You
this,"
don't write it.
and
The
there's
horn
no
writers
chart.
write it.
It's just, everybody you just kind of
gotcha.
you pop off something and be like, "Here, play this," and you're like, "What?"
That's what made those Phil Collins sessions so difficult. He's like, "Hey, I got like these 7 really unique stabs I need you to do."
Yes.
You got that right?
I always thought it was just a fun way to spell stacks of like records.
Hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Or hits. Yeah. Whatever. You know, kind of like Sheets puts a Z on the end of everything. Anyway.
Shma.
People, yeah, exactly. People from elsewhere won't get that reference.
But I had another restaurant that is not named. I couldn't come up with a name. But it is, well, we have them up here. It's kind of a chain. It's called 50s, I think is what it's called. But it's supposed to be like a diner, you know. It's supposed to look like a diner. They got those little mini jukeboxes on the tables. They serve burgers. And it would be one of those, but it just plays Stand By Me 24/7. So Bert would not be patronizing.
I would not go there.
Yeah.
We would lie and tell
I'd
Bert
go-
it was
I'd take
something
earplugs.
else and
I'd be like,
then
this
take
burger's
him there.
great. This burger's great, but I've got earplugs or headphones on or something.
And the guy at the front cash register would be like, "How you doing today, mister?" And he like take your order.
Yeah.
You know, I could see like a grocery store item that could work too, because you know you've got panko, you've got tempura. Why not have some oats breading?
Don't go that far. You could make a bread store if I need your loafing. I just looked down and saw that title. It came to me while you were saying that. Serendipity.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
World could use a little bit more of my loafing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I mean, but I said it.